Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Halo Reach Elite Ultra action figure by McFarlane Toys. This figure is part of the Covenant Airborne 2-pack set, which contains the Elite Ultra and the Elite Officer. In this video we'll just focus on the Elite Ultra, while a separate video will be dedicated to the Elite Officer. Now this set is part of the 2 packs of Series 3 that was first released in 2011, and at retail these sets cost anywhere from $20 to $30, and I did purchase several of these sets mainly for army building, and I do remember purchasing one of these sets at Toys R Us. At the time it was on sale for $25. Taking a look at the Elite Ultra here in the packaging, you can see the Sengeli here Ultra, and this is actually a release or repaint of the Elite Ultra from, there was a previous 2-pack from Series 1 I believe, and with a different color scheme, and this particular Elite Ultra has got a nice color scheme of grays and a little bit of reds and tiny bit of blue on there. And he does come with a helmet, of course, some accessories such as this jetpack here, and grenade, and a concussion rifle, which is neat. Here we have a nice picture of the 2 elites here that come included in the packaging. On the back here we have some nice display of figures as part of Series 3. We have the 2 packs, of course, of the 2 elites here. And then we have a Spartan Loadout 2-pack, a UNSC Trooper Support Staff 2-pack, and over here we have vehicle upgrade packs, a Warthog Gauze Cannon with a Spartan Operator. Down here we have a Warthog Rocket Launcher with a Spartan JFO. And down below we have the single figure sets from Series 3. We have Jun, ODST Jetpack Trooper, a Spartan MP, Spartan Air Assault, Spartan MP again in a different color scheme, Spartan Operator, a Spartan JFO, a Grunt Heavy, and an Elite Spec Ops. And there are exclusives in this set of single packed figures, and they are the Spartan MP in green here, the Spartan Operator, and the Spartan JFO. Now we'll be right back and have the Elite Ultra here out of the package. Okay, we're back and we have the Elite Ultra Airborne unit here out of the package in a nice flight or hovering pose. And this is one of the better Elite figures from the Reach line. It has a really nice design, and this particular Ultra has a nice color scheme too. And of course, being an airborne unit, has a nice accessory. And we'll get this Sengeli here off the flight stand here. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the neat items that come included with this particular Elite. And I guess the main highlight accessory, of course, is the jetpack here. You can see it's mounted on the back of the Sengeli, and it's actually pretty cool. And it's quite detailed as well. You can see all the sculpting detail, also the paint weathering detail to it. It's actually quite nice. And it sits securely on the figures, not too much. It's pegged in. The only problem I have with this airborne jetpack here is the shoulders do run into the jetpack when you move the shoulders upwards, or move the arms upwards. They do run into that. You can see it right there, either underneath or if you move it around over the jetpack. But that's really just minor. And we're going to go ahead and take the jetpack off. You can see here it's just pegged in. And just see some more details on this because it's very, very cool. And you can see all the detail to it. It's very, very nice. and you can see some of the energy, I guess, coming out from the underneath the jetpack unit. It's very cool. And underneath here is really cool is that they've added sculpted detail on the underneath of the jetpack, where most of the time if this is on the figure you can't see it. But they went to the effort to sculpt all that neat detail in there. Very, very cool. And you can see the peg here where you can just peg it onto the back of the figure there. So it's a very nice accessory, a highlight of the set, the jetpack. Very, very cool. You can see some more details there. Now this particular airborne unit comes armed with a concussion rifle. You can see the Elite Ultra here wields it pretty well. And let's just go ahead and take that off the figure and show some of the details there. It's actually painted nicely. It's made of a softer plastic, but not too soft. Still has some rigidness to it, but you can bend it, especially toward the thinner parts of the concussion rifle, but the thicker ends is very, very solid. On there you can see all the neat detail on this. It's very, very cool. You even have some painted highlights there, I guess to represent lights or energy on there. Very neat. I really like how McFarlane Toys sculpts the details on these weapon accessories on here. Very cool. And the Elite Ultra does come with another weapon, the plasma grenade. You got two posts on near his tush here. You can place it on either one. And it's your typical plasma grenade that the Covenant uses. And it's pretty secure there, and the Elite Ultra can grip it nicely. And the last accessory is the helmet. And one thing I do like about the Elite Ultras and the Halo Reach line is the design of the helmet. It's actually quite nice. Almost entirely encases the head. And you can see the lower mandible here does stick out just a little bit. But with the design of this helmet, especially the front part, it looks like a tooth or a fang, you could say, that goes over there, and just adds to the coolness of the design of the helmet there. But you can see that it pretty much encases the entire head except for that lower mandible area. Looking at some of the details of the helmet, you can see how this fans back, and it's pretty soft at the very tips here in the back. You can actually preform it, and if it comes a little bit warped in the packaging, you don't have to worry too much. You can, I guess, apply some heat or hot or cold water to reform it if it does become warped. But fortunately, mine is pretty much straight, just a little bit off, just a tiny bit, but not where I'm going to worry about it too much. And you can see some of the details here on the helmet is very cool. And this is like a very dark brownish red on there. It's very nice. You can see some of the mesh type pattern at the top of the helmet, pretty much like the bodysuits of the all of the elites there. And it's painted a lighter gray there. And you can see also painted detail on where the eyes would go. Now this helmet is removable, and you can just pop it off and you can reveal the nice pretty head of the Sangeli there. And you can see that the mandibles are formed inwards, they're not splayed open like some other I guess elite figures, like this elite miner on there. And that one's a little bit more open than this one here. And the fitting on the helmet is very tight, so you don't have to worry about it falling off or flicking it off by a little bit. It will not really come off once it sits on the head on there, so that's kind of cool. Now taking a look at the Elite Ultra here, it's a very nice, well designed figure for a Sangeli. And for comparisons, let's go ahead and bring again the Elite Miner. You can see the differences in the sculpt on the armor here. The Elite Ultra has more spiked shoulders covering more of the arm area, as well as the forearm area. It's very nice and very well painted. I really like this color scheme of the Elite Ultra more than the one that came in the 2-pack from, I believe it was Series 1. That one had a paint scheme that I wasn't too happy about. I don't have one to show off, but it's just almost a pinkish design with color scheme to it. But this one here is more of a steel color paint design mixed in with some darker grays, and it just looks really, really cool. I really do like the color scheme of this. It looks very not menacing, but very intimidating. And you can see some of the painted design on the armor here. Very cool, and added accents there. And you can see the two different colors of the grays being used. And of course, with the combination of the mesh bodysuit underneath, just really makes it look very, very nice. And also the sculpted details. You can see a lot of, I guess, pointed tips to the armor design. Very, very nice. And over here you can see more of the mesh bodysuit underneath, and a little bit of blue here, which is pretty cool on the lower torso. And moving down to the legs, you can see more of the armor on the legs, and it wraps around the thigh type area here, which is pretty neat. And I also have this peg hole filled here. This belonged to the concussion rifle, so you can mount it on this side. And I put it on this side, on the left side, because the concussion rifle only has one peg hole on this side. So to mount the rifle, it would have to be put over here on this side of the leg. See more of the mesh bodysuit on the leggings here. Very nice. And some more armor with the darker steel color here, or gray color, toward the ankle area. And even has armor on the toe area. So very interesting. And they're also on the hands as well. So a really nicely designed Elite, armored Elite. Nice variation on the typical armor here compared to the Elite Miner. Now going over the articulation for this Elite Ultra, the head and neck are two separate pieces. This is typical of most Elites in the Halo Reach line. And they're both ball jointed at the base of the neck, and you can see you can rotate it around and turn it around all the way, and up and down movement. It is a bit restricted on the neck due to the armor, and due to the closeness to the armor, there is a little bit of paint rub here and there as it rubs up against the neck collar area, which is unfortunate, but it can be rubbed off if you want to, if you work at it. Now the head itself is on a ball joint on the top of the neck, so it has that similar movement that the neck does. You can rotate it around, all the way around, and a bit up and down as well, and a little bit side to side there. No articulation in the mandibles. Those are basically glued onto the side of the head. The arms at the shoulders can go all the way around, and they do go out and in, but the outward movement is restricted by the shoulder piece here, the pointed shoulder armor. But if you move it out the arms forward, you have a little bit more range of movement due to the clearance here on the back. The arms are on a hinged swivel joint at the elbow. You can move the arms in and out at the elbow a little bit. This also provides a little bit of resistance to the range of movement there, but you can also get the arms all the way around at the elbow. The hands are joined at the wrist with a hinged swivel joint that allows movement in and out as well as all the way around at the wrist. And there is finger articulation, 2 joint fingers here that can go in and out to grasp the weapons such as the concussion rifle or the grenade there. Now the torso is probably the most limiting articulation point for the figure. It's on a ball joint, but it's so restrictive on the movement. You can barely get it up and down, but if you really move it, you get some movement upwards and downwards, and very little side-to-side movement due to the sculpt of the abdomen area right there, which is unfortunate. The legs are jointed, I believe a ball joint at the hip allows the leg to pretty much go all the way around at the hip, as well as in and out movement on the leg there. And now the knees, or at least the forward knee here, is on a hinge swivel joint, allows the the lower leg to swing in and out, as well as rotate at the knee. And the final articulation point is at the ankle here, which is on a ball joint, so you can rotate that around, turn it all the way around, and up and down movement. So overall, it's a great figure for an elite. Pretty much standard elite design, but with the variation in the armor for this particular type of elite. It's a really nice design, especially with the color scheme. This is my casual peek into the Halo Reach Elite Ultra from the from the Covenant Airborne 2-pack set. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.